Okay, great. Uh, Hi everyone. I just thought I'd do some posts, pretty quiet, post book burning Gwent. Let me just adjust the. This is my first time streaming myself. Yeah, yeah, I've done streams before, but they've been reading, and my computer was literally a broken MacBook Air at the time. So I didn't actually do it from my video. My editor helped me from his end. So it was a little bit dumb. Let me just. I want to post a link to Twitter. Where is it? I'll start in a moment. But yeah. But thought it's probably. Why did the YouTube layout literally change for me just now? I'm cu I'm currently on the YouTube page, but it literally changed layout for me just now. That's so weird. All right. Only refer to me as Bird. Sure. I've got a bunch of nicknames because I made the mistake of insisting that people just call me Nick, um, because that's my name in real life. But my channel was called Cloud Cuckoo Country, and people wanted to call me that, and then they just came up with a bunch of nicknames for me. So I have like Cloud Cuckoo, just Cloud, Triple C, CCC. I've just a lot of variations on the same nickname, and then of course Birdman was one of them. And I'm unfortunately in a public area in my house because my boyfriend has his computer is set up in our room, and there's no room for mine there. So you might hear people in the background. All right, let's get started. I will be checking. We'll be checking periodically to see what people are saying. How's the game audio, by the way? Like, is it too loud? No? Not too loud? No sound? Can you hear me though? Hold on, let me just desktop audio. There's no audio coming from my desktop. Mixer. It's my first time using OBS, so I have no idea. That's it. I just have no idea. Desktop. There's nothing. There's no audio coming from desktop. If I go into the game, does that change anything? Oh, it does kind of change stuff. For looking from the audio mixer. So you might actually just hear me go in and out of. In and out of game audio. Let's play some great swords. Love this guy. He's from the DLC. Uh-oh. It's reveal.
Got the heart of an uncrate.
Don't want this. This fetches these, but it can. Okay. Kind of want to land the third greatsword so that I can fetch the last boat with uncrate. So I guess this I'll need later. Nope. Oh well. It's fine. Standard opening uncrate into greatsword. Game audio is good now. Audio awesome. Although I might be ducking in and out of the game, so you might hear it. You'll probably know when I'm not. He's about to reveal my hand.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
I actually love the reveal deck, but it's really annoying to play against. Um, play the boat that he's seen, I guess. This is probably where he, oh. What? Really? Since when does Reveal run Scorch? Alright. That sucks. I think he got me. How do I get back? I think he may have just won, just right off the gate with that. I did not expect that.
What do you need?
I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow.
So my win condition is basically he passes here, which he's definitely going to do, and then, or he's not going to pass and he's just going to kill my great sword with Leo Boneheart.
All is in place.
Oh. Okay. Well, he has Vilgefortz, which means he's which means I need to keep a res round 3. So I just uploaded the book burning and found out, here it is.
I'm no mage.
Found out that archive.org is a thing that exists.
We'll go at him together.
So that was a little bit a little bit embarrassing, if I'm honest. Why did I do that? I know he has Vilgefortz. I just gave him a draw. Oh, that's fine. So +1. I'm at 35. This grabs a bow. Yeah, no, I definitely.
Precision one.
So for those of you unfamiliar with Gwent, it might look like I'm in the lead because I won a round, but I'm actually 2 cards down and I need to win the next 2 rounds as well. So this is probably going to be difficult. I have a spy, Udalric, so basically my win condition is this helps. This I probably want to save for round 3 though. So what do I do this round then? He knows I have a spy, so there's no point in waiting on this.
God won't be pleased.
I'll take this. I at least assume the Internet Archives hadn't gotten around to John Green's Tumblr. Yeah, I just, once it was deleted, I assumed it was gone. You watched both book burning parts on a 40K? But I screwed up the resolution. I screwed up the resolution, and it ended up being a little bit odd, to say the least. I should have mulliganed one of these. It's like the second video is capped off at 720p because I realized way too late that the sequence settings, because I just used Adobe Premiere's like default sequence settings, and it turns out that they're at 720p, even though it's capable of 4K. Lesson learned: never use default settings. Always check. I actually don't think I win this game. I think I've lost already. This did. I don't have a way of resurrecting this, and that's what the skull buff landed on. And I also don't have a... yeah, I can't... this round can't go too long, because I only have 7 cards, so there's only feasibly 7 turns. I think I'm just going to pass and hope for the best. Although he has done carryover. Someone's contacting me on Discord, hold on. What has he done? Cantarella. Huh. so this could theoretically get me a second boat, but I need a res. That's a res. Alright. So he goes first. If he plays a mangonel, I'm gonna muzzle it. That's not a mangonel. Stefan Scallum. So because he's reveal, I know he can draw this round. So this is, I mean, that's just a 15-point gold. So in case you don't know Gwent, the way it works is that bronze cards have an EV, or estimated value, of 11 points. Silvers have an estimated value of 13, and golds have an estimated value of 15. You'll notice that the numbers are actually lower than that. That's because they have abilities. So Dandelion Poet is only 5 strength. That's because his ability is, on average, worth 10 points by itself. That's the idea, at least. I haven't actually done the numbers on that. I think I want to start off with this. That's a mangonel, so I'll steal that. Almost 2 hours of a Dr. Zeus looking ass bird ripping a heart of John Green novel. Why wouldn't I watch that in brilliant 4K? Because it caps at 720p. Paid your tuition today? Nice. Got a haircut? I need a haircut. My work had me like in all week, and I didn't have time for a haircut. Although I do have money for a haircut now. Alright, what am I doing? Well, that alleviates some of his burst potential. How many golds has he used? Just 2, so he quite feasibly still has Leo Boneheart. But there's no other way for me to get a greatsword on the board. Okay, that's a way. Shit. Ah, ran out of time.
Damn it.
Maybe I shouldn't stream this. Oh, that means he can kill my greatsword. Well, eh. Good game. So, in case you want to, I have no aversion to conceding in card games because I think it saves time. I have been playing. It's basically like folding in poker. You know, it's like I play a lot of card games, and I sort of think of them in the same way, almost like they're all about estimated value. They're all about like gauging your rounds, kind of. Like you treat a match in this game as a hand of poker. It's something like I tried to get my boyfriend into Magic the Gathering because I have a bunch of casual decks that are worth like 5 cents each. Because he's like in the mindset of a match is meaningful, he finds it kind of hard to gauge losing because he's not much of a competitive gamer. And I've tried to get him into the mindset of treat it like a hand of poker. Like, you know, some hands you just can't win, so you just fold them. But you know, I think it takes a little bit of a difference in mentality between card games and other competitive games where matches matter. I guess the way tournaments are structured means that matches matter in Gwent. Let's play some Death Wish. But I mean, like, the way that competitive ladders in online card games are structured, like an individual match, it kind of doesn't matter. So you can. Oh no. Oh no! It's Axeman. Okay. It's always nice to have 3 griffins in hand. But it's Axeman. This is good against Axeman. because it means that they can't commit to a row for what do you call it? Skellige Storm. So I can fetch a second one with this. This is my first one. This is good late game, and I kind of want to keep it in hand. This fetches Mandrake, which I will use to delete his greatswords. I do want this because I want to find ways. I don't think this will have a good great Axeman target though. Gonna mulligan that. This is useful. That's gonna be good. Oof. I don't think Monster's Nest is useful. I can fetch it back out with this. That's not useful either. Alright, I have access to all 3 Archospores. That is not an Axeman. Oh well. High tempo play. Let's bring out the Archospore. Gives us long game value because it ticks down each turn. Well, that sucks. Alright, well, let's play the other one.
Calm yourselves.
Is this control? Oh my god. Oh. Play the third one, hope for the best. I do like that we're going seconds because it means that I can just... Also, he used his lock on something that wasn't Villain Trettenmuth. It looks like control. It actually does look like control. So I guess... I mean, I can keep pressuring him until he's willing to pass the round. So Fog does 2 points per turn. This is 1 point per turn. That... He just has all the answers. Dude, sometimes when you play games like this, your opponent just has all the answers, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean... It's possible that he's a Shoop deck. If we see a copy of a bronze, well no, he's not, but I'm gonna try to get some... Should I... There's no way to play around Scorch, because this will be the highest thing on the board no matter what. Although if it hits this on 11, that means that Scorch hits both of these. But it's best to play around Scorch anyway. Harold can't kill this because he only does 10 damage. Still 1 damage to a random... that doesn't work. Sure. Don't hit this, please. Whoo! So if he passes here, that means he can't open pass on the next round. There's the Dow. That'll be useful. He's already used his lock, and then I can fetch another one with this. So I don't think I need to mulligan either of these. Oh, it's Savage Bear. I mean, I'm gonna try and push him out of the round as fast as possible, so I'm gonna do this. That Savage Bear is gonna get a lot of value over a long round, but because I have 2 of these, they're gonna get more. Unless he plays another Savage Bear. Huh. Okay, so his 2 engines are ticking up at once per round. If I play Villain Trettenmuth now, that means that this dies in 3 turns. Basically. That might push him out of the round. I do want to push him out of the round because I want to be up on cards in the last round. I don't know what his deck is though, because I've never seen this before. If it is Shoop, You can fight Villain Mirth, I guess. I mean, Shoop can play around anything. He has 3 modes and 5 options per mode. I think I want the round. Yeah. Thanks, Villain Mirth. I don't know if that was good, because now I've used Villain Mirth, but I am up 1 card, which means I'm up 1 turn. Right. This is useful. 6 turns of... okay. Well, since he can't remove that, I guess I'll just start getting Death Wish value.
Out with the crowns. Come on, quick now.
That does nothing.
There'll be nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
Fine. I can't kill that. I'm 1 damage off. Guess what I can do is just keep playing high strength units.
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
Fine. So he's not Shoop, because he played a 2nd copy of a bronze. Still could be... oh, he played a 2nd copy of Savage Bear. I should have known that. So... Cyclops denies additional Yennefer value, and... Dow. Weather is bollocks here, but whatever. So what am I using this on? I'm using this to fetch a Cyclops. Oh. No, I can only fetch this. Shit. I miscalculated. I don't have a Cyclops in the graveyard. Oh no! Please don't. Okay.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Oh no! Oh, I won anyway. Partway through Franz Kafka's The Trial right now. I think it's great. I haven't read that. How is it? Terry Pratchett's Feet of Clay. I actually don't like Terry Pratchett that much, mainly because of his writing style. I think that his creativity is always great, but I find that the audiobooks are a lot better to listen to than the novels are to read. Like, I listened to the audiobook of Reaper Man, and that was really good, and I especially love, there was one line that stuck out to me, which was, "Paintings hid the walls," which I just laughed at, because it's like a 4-word sentence, right? And, but it paints such a vivid image. Like, you just imagine, like, a room that's covered wall to wall, ceiling to floor in paintings, and it's such a absolutely brilliant, you know, use of the I was about to say use of language, but it's really just good writing is what it is. It's really just good writing. Some of the themes of the trial are way too in your face, but there's a bunch of subtleties in some themes and some characters that are really nice. Yeah, Franz Kafka, I've actually only read the Metamorphosis. I think that the idea in the Metamorphosis, like the central, excuse me, I think the central concept of the man turning into the cockroach because he's reduced to the value of the work he can do is quite relevant today, actually. And I think like the idea is brilliant, but I just wish that, you know, the story itself was written better. It starts out absolutely fantastically. Like, it starts out like a comedy. I did genuinely laugh. But it starts grating over time, kind of a bit. And I know that part of that is the intended effect, because it is meant to be like a sort of tragic descent into this man's death. Like, he dies behind the couch because his family just forgets to feed him. Because like, yeah, the idea is that you could actually read it as being analogous to getting a injury that prevents you from working. Like, you wake up one morning and you discover that you're ill, and that you can't work because of it. And that could be analogous as that could be the analogy that turning into a cockroach one morning and finding that and his first worry is, oh no, how will I get to work? You know, I won't be able to work anymore. And that, I think, is brilliant. But I'm kind of averse to, because this turns up a lot in university literature. A lot of texts will have like one central idea that they're remembered for, and they execute it in a way that is, really, really profound. But the actual storytelling itself isn't like geared towards the delivery of that specifically. And so a lot of the texts that you study early on in literature, stuff like Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, are, texts that are much more focused on ideas, and it's because it's less intense when it comes to the literary form and story material. But as you go through to later, and I never studied past second year. I was one of the people who decided to do a minor in literature rather than a major, because I wanted to have a job. But they eventually start moving on to stuff like Mansfield and Joyce and so on. So yeah, that's sort of the progression in uni. But they do start bringing in more advanced concepts in even as early as first year, like focalization, the thing that I talked about early on in the John Green video. That one is a relatively early concept but it's sort of like it opens the door to thinking about how narrators are used. I have not read up on Franz Kafka's life, actually. Actually, in uni, they actually discourage you from looking outside the text for evidence, which I thought was a little bit odd coming from a journalism major, because basically in literature, in literary studies, like in another subject like literary history, which is adjacent to literary studies but not quite the same thing, they're very interested in, the context surrounding a piece. But in literary studies, something that they're so focused on the text that they actually tell you, don't look outside the text for evidence. Always get your evidence from inside the text. I've always thought audiobooks were more for books you want to read but haven't the time. Well, you're still using up your time by listening to an audiobook. It's just sort of like an audiobook is something you can listen to while driving. But I don't drive, so I take the bus to work every day. Well, on the days where I'm called into work. So I just read on the bus. I'm going to get into another one of these games. I like to chat about books just live. I'm probably not going to make this a regular thing. What should I do? You guys let me if there are any decks that look interesting to you. Let's try reveal. I actually think the best time to get into digital card games is really early, because if you get in late, the card pool is much larger, and you have to collect more cards to start playing at a competitive level, basically. Although I do think that that this is actually a bad matchup again. I want to get rid of these. So I'll blacklist this first. He has no way of removing this consistently, so... And I think one of the ways he does it is with muzzle, and I can just muzzle it back. So that's hilarious. I don't think there are any good targets for this. So I'll mulligan that. There's Vatier. And then the last mulligan has to be the Imperial Golem. And of course I get Roach in hand. So, Imperial Golems... God damn it. That has to be the first play. Imperial Golems jump out of the deck, so you actually don't want them in hand. Roach is the same idea. Whenever you play a gold unit from your hand, summon this unit to a random row. Alright, well, you know, I'm just gonna steal this. So, greatswords heal themselves, and so now that I've stolen it, it'll heal itself on my side of the board. That's actually the last opportunity I had to steal it, because muzzle is only 8 power or less. Because 8 power or less, stealing 8 power from that side of the board equates to a 16-point swing. Yeah, that's because the EV of a gold is 15. That's basically the intended maximum value, but because this heals itself and then strengthens by 2, it'll heal back up to 10, which means I've increased the value of muzzle to 20. I think. Hold on. Yeah, Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so deal 1 damage to all enemies on the opposite row. So, I mean, the Mangonel could take care of that. But it's not guaranteed, so I'm gonna do all of these at once. And then shoot this if it doesn't get hit. Okay, it got hit. Shoot that, because that's the engine. So the reason is because his token that he put on my side of the board generates a 11 strength unit. An 11 strength token if it dies on his turn. So if he kills it with his play, it gives him 11 extra strength. So I want to kill it on my turn. And one of his skulls helps him do that. What is this? That's not a very efficient use of Djenga Threat. So he's actually down by 2 points and isn't developing his greatswords. So, and he's down by a card, so here's where I want to pass. So I'll give him the round. So basically the strategy of Gwent is you have 3 rounds and you only need to win 2 of them. So you can lose a round on purpose to give yourself an advantage in the later rounds. And the main strategy of the game is working out how to lose the best. So you have to lose the best to, you know, if he open passes here, he's not going to open pass, he's going to play Heim. Of course he is. So I'm going to, if he plays his Spy, which goes on my side of the board, yeah. Then I'm going to be ahead in strength, so, okay. So he might actually want to use this round to build his greatswords, which means I'm going to need to prepare for the next round. That's not a good sign. Thankfully he doesn't have a pirate captain in his graveyard. Oh, okay. That's actually a good pass for me. So how spies work is you play them on your opponent's side of the board and they generate you an ability that is... So Roach is not in my hand. That's a problem, because it means if I mulligan, I might get Roach in hand. Vanimar's not good. I really, really want to mulligan, but I really don't want to get Roach. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's not that good either. But, yeah. So my first play is going to put Junk into his hand. You enjoy that? So I generated a copy of Delaran Soldier for both of us, but it's only useful to me. To him, it's literally just a... It's literally just a 4 strength card. But for me it has a relevant ability. I don't actually want to do that, do I? If I Henry now, he's only... Well, I mean, that's 13 points of value, which is the average EV for a silver, I guess.
The Empire brings progress, advances civilization.
So I flip the cards back over, which means I can reveal them again. This is probably making no sense to half of you.
The time for blathering is past!
No, I need to kill that right now.
I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow.
Proceed
So this gold will pull Roach from my deck. That's useful information. That's not useful information because I gave him that, so I already knew he had it.
Rumors travel faster than the wind.
Dandelion. This might be a problem. How many chances do I have to find Venendal Elite? I might have 4 chances, which means if it's in the top half of my deck, this is actually good. There's the pirate captain. What are you... Oh, right. I thought he was putting his boat there. I have no way of stopping this, do I? No, I actually don't. I'm gonna have to stop it next, right? But I'll just draw cards.
What is it?
There's the Venendal Elite. So what the Venendal Elite says is it switches a unit's power with that of a revealed unit, so I can reveal Cantarella, which is my spy, so I would have to put 13 strength on his side of the board, but I can switch that power with Venendal Elite, putting 13 strength on my side of the board and changing the power of this to 1, and then putting 1 strength on his side of the board. So that means that Venendal Elite, which is a bronze, that has an expected value of 11, I increase its value this game to 24, because it's a 12-point swing between the board sides. But for the moment, I need to kill this greatsword. So that'll be the first one, and then next turn, unless he finds a way of healing this, which I don't think he has, I can fire Scorpion it and shoot it back down again.
How can I help?
Uh-oh.
Modern Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Well, forced to do this. Played too much RTS. Well, the standalone Gwent has more content than Witcher's Gwent. It does. Dalan is Dalaran. You should be... I know that, but you should be able to buy 2 decks for like $30. Yeah. I think in physical card games, 2 decks for $30 is a pretty good rate. In digital card games, it's actually quite easy to get, except for Hearthstone, it's actually quite easy to get reasonably competitive decks quickly.
What do you need?
Oh no. Oh, this is, what's his face? Yeah. That was a 23-point silver. Goodness gracious. So... I'm gonna reveal this and Cantarella. Mangonel is not what I want. I have no way to reveal more cards.
Off to the front yet again.
It's probably a bad idea to do this now, come to think of it, because Coral could hit my Venendal Elite. But Coral can hit my Venendal Elite anyway, because I need to play this... Hold on. I play it, go down to 3, he goes down to 2, I go down to 2, he goes down to Coral, then I have to play Venendal... No, he goes down to Coral, then I have to play Venendal Elite, which means he can do it no matter what. I might as well do it now. Coral's gonna get some value this game. I'm hoping for Vilgefortz, so I can roast his Dim and Light longship. But I might inadvertently give him a Priestess of Freya.
On plate!
I'll just do this. I want to prevent
No one can
value.
hide from me.
Vilgefortz. This is good. So Vilgefortz, he roasts dudes. He's fun. So this is his gold removal. This is my gold removal. Because he looks like his has a better ability because his is 5 strength and mine is 9. That is actually true. Mine can destroy anything. Yeah, it can destroy anything. But it draws him a card. So I have to bet that the card that I draw him, he's running Mandrake. Okay. Okay. Fine. I want to get the most value out of all this. Because it hits the 1 strength unit. I guess that's better than hitting these, because that's literally 0 value.
I can do a great deal more for you.
Right, so because of truce, I have to do this now.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky.
What does he pull back? He can't pull back anything with that, I don't think. Yeah. Hashtag worth it.
Bow before modern Freya.
So let's see if this is enough. I haven't bothered doing the maths, there's no point. Oh! Oh! Oh shit! I thought I had one for a second, and then I remembered this stuff ticked over. Oh no. Cloud is the Vilgefortz of books. Thanks. Yeah, it is very different from the Witcher version. They've balanced it to be a more competitive game, and I think the way they've done that is actually pretty good. You think it should be a real card? Put a standard deck. Like collector's game. I'm just reading your guys' chat comments. Did Shammy forgive me yet? No. He's never gonna forgive me. I'm just around. I haven't checked to see if anyone is willing to stream with me, actually. Ethne spells, that might be fun. It's just a brand new season, so a lot of these decks are actually incomplete, but I don't really care. Because, just trying to remind myself, because some of these decks are built on tutors. For those of you who don't play Magic,
Must be secure.
who plays
Humans have
Unseen
no
Elder?
place in Broccolon.
Mulligan, come on. Connect, please. What's going on? Here we go. So I want this in the deck. I want this in the deck. Or do I? Because I can pull it with these two. Shiru is going to be... I don't know what Shiru does against Unseen Elder decks. I actually don't see that many of those. Alzla's Double Cross is always nice to have. Reconnaissance currently fetches me either my last copy of either of these. I don't think I want Dol Blathana Sentry right now. This is a late game card. I want to control the game first. Wait, I'm running Dragon's Dream? What is this deck? When consumed, boost consuming unit by 4. So the estimated value on this is 16? Yes. I don't think I mind, because I have Shiru, which means I can scorch that MFer. Did I just say MFer? I'm going to try and fetch a Swallow out of my deck.
Have strength, my love.
That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have... No, because I can't play Swallow first thing. Fine. Um, do I push this? Let's try for that swallow again.
Have strength, my love.
That's unfortunate. I think I remembered this as one of my bad decks. Oh, werewolf. Okay. Take this.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
I really hope I'm not forced to play the second copy of Alzor's Thunder, because that means my Ithne will be bricked, and that's a 2 strength gold. So if this lasts 2 more turns and this ticks up by 2 more, I can Scorch for mega value. Or I could play Dragon's Dream, which would be 8 value, and also remove his boon, which theoretically means it's higher value, but that's not really silver value, I guess. Alzor's Thunder versus Dolblathana Sentry. What am I doing? What am I doing with my game plan? I have not thought this deck through at all. There's Ithne. Guess I'll do this now.
Nigh is the time of the sword and axe.
So I have to strike this twice. That's a pretty good swing. Scorch still has value, I guess, because the werewolf. If he plays a second werewolf, all right, I'm scorching this. I'm scorching it, and he's going to cry. Ouch. He's memeing. Oh, did he rage quit? Did he legit just crow's eye me and rage quit? Oh, he's fine. Okay. Fine. So he's still vulnerable to second Scorch, which I can do because I can resurrect the silver spell with this. What does he have, though? I can resurrect his thing with Aglaze. I'm probably going to do that later, though. Do I want to just pass for now? Make him go down 2 cards? I think I do, because Dolblathana Sentry is such a good finisher in this deck. Generally speaking, if you can force your opponent to go down 2 cards, you should. There's Swallow. Want you in the deck, though. That's actually good, because if I don't want this to fetch Swallow right away. More of this. Okay. I'll take that Aglaze.
Drink this, you'll feel better.
Oh! I didn't know that happened. Oh, that's funny. If it spawns on the moon row, it just dies. What?
Come to me.
Oh dear. I don't think that's worth it. I think you just played on that row and then moon that row, leave the blood moon there, because I mean, as long as you don't play anything else on that row, it doesn't have an effect.
Everything all right?
Ugh. Oh. Harpies, of course. I forgot. I should really have a deck tracker turned on. I've forgotten what my deck tracker is. This is currently worth 10 Yeah, 4, 8, 10, plus 2 for the thing. And he sets this off if he tries to remoon. This might actually be threatening enough. Or I could create a silver elf. How many silver cards do I have left? 1, 3. I have 3 silver cards left in my deck, I think.
Right-head Sparley!
Oh, whoops. Oh no, it's fine. No, it's actually not. But it means he can't stay in this round, I think. So I just take the round with Mahakamael. Mahakamael is ridiculous. Alchemy Nilfgaard is ridiculous. Alright, well, I guess I'm playing Mahakamael. I'm pretty sure this wins me the round, because this gives me 12 points. Yeah, it's a bronze that gives you 12 points if you just have a unit in each of these rows. That's the thing about designing around estimated value is that, so if this eats that and it pulls the 3rd harpy from the deck, that means that he goes up by 8 and then loses, yeah. I'm pretty sure that puts me above what his thing is. Yeah, because it... Oh, he doesn't have another harpy? He's just running 2... Is he a Siri Nova deck? He might be a Siri Nova deck. How many cards do you have? Jesus. 23 cards. I always forget to look up here to see how many cards they're playing. What is this? 40 card Unseen Elder. Resurrect a Bronze Alchemy or Spell. I don't think this is going to be particularly valuable. Right. Opponent has a shoddy connection. I'm pretty sure I have to go first. Oh, so play a bronze or silver special card from your deck. I know I looked at what the cards I had left in deck were, but I've forgotten. I have Dragon's Dream left. It's a bronze or silver special card. I think my first play is just Sage into Swallow.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
So that is a 12-point bronze. So that is a 10-point bronze. So I'm currently coming out ahead. That's going to be a 4-point silver. So that's actually not good. Not at all. Do I have to Ethne Last Wish and hope that I get the... Did he just... He just scorched me. That's also a bad scorch because it doesn't even hit my strongest unit. So he's only on 2, so... I think what I need to do is Ithne Reconnaissance. Yeah, that's what I need to do. But in the meantime I'll play Dolblathana. Because this is an option, and this is higher value than Dolblathana because it boosts it by 2. Really? Okay. How many bronzes do I have left? I've used up all 3 of these. I've used up 1, 2 of these. So theoretically, yeah, Recon guarantees Dolblathana.
There will be no negotiation.
Yep. There's no way to put it on the board that saves me from Igni. No way, yeah, there is. The last card has to make up 16 points, and then I get a chance to... Nope. I'll just play this anyway. That's what I call a decisive victory. Typically in card games you don't want to put more cards than the minimum required amount in your deck. Like, this is just something that you learn from Magic the Gathering. Because, let me just go back. Because, it always decreases the chance of drawing the cards that you need. Like, you might as well just run the minimum amount, and then just, you know, play the most consistent deck. So, well, what are you guys talking about? Discord? Character, let's say days. It's been a year since the last CCC stream. Yeah, I was in uni at the time, and I just kind of ran out of time to do streams. And then, you know, it's been a bit of a chaotic year for me so far. Hi, Emperor Tiger Star. How are you? The Alsex was so high. I still can't believe I made that video. I have to say, that, I have to say I actually don't like the hyper negativity of review on the internet, and I kind of extend that to my own previous videos on book burning. Like, the reason why the first video of the John Green book burning was so much more positive than the other ones was that I actually think that hyperbolic negativity is it's certainly entertaining to watch, but it's not like useful. Like, I that's something that you might notice about a lot of my videos, is that I try to make them as useful as possible. So, like, I would prefer to say things that people can use in their own writing, rather than things that people can just, you know, like Gorkat go, oh, I'm just, you know, just ragging on this thing. And so I that's kind of why it took me a while to come back to book burning, and then why this book burning is, I mean, it's not just me ranting on a really bad novel. It's, you know, me trying to provide useful feedback that I think is needed. So yeah. Should we keep playing? Are you guys entertained by Gwent? I feel I'm a little bit off theme here. I feel like I should be doing something related to books. I actually attended. Okay, so I finished Slaughterhouse 5, which was really good, and I recently attended a Emerging Writers Festival, where I picked up a book called Only the Animals by Seridwen Dovey. I also, while I was there, recommended Daniel P. Mannix, because I was at a panel called The Menagerie of Imagination, and basically what it was a panel that talked about using animals as your muses in fiction, like writing fiction using animals as inspiration for the story, basically, or writing from an animal perspective. And because I've made, you know, videos on animal xenofiction, I'm interested in that as a topic. So I attended the panel, and there were some new writers talking about how they used animals in fiction. And I picked up this book, Only Animals. I haven't cracked it open yet, because the book I'm currently reading is called Flames by... Where is my backpack? I was reading it on the train the other day. I'm currently reading Flames by Robbie Arnott. He's an emerging Australian writer. And, excuse me. His book is, it's written in a way where the leitmotifs are incredible. Yeah, Passion 5, Vivaldi, etc. It's where the leitmotifs in the writing, is that the right term? I'm going to look up the term leitmotif.
Recurrent over a musical or literary composition. Yeah, he uses a lot of things that are like very deliberately, very deliberately. Oh fuck! What am I trying to say? They're very obvious. Oh, I should say it. And in the writing particularly, and he's got multiple narrators. So this is like the quintessential example of a polyphonic book. Like I usually talk about Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close when I talk about polyphonic narrators, because that one is a really good example. Because it has three distinct narrators and three distinct characters, and changes the writing style with each character who is telling the story. And Robbie Arnott in Flames not only changes the writing style, but it actually changes the storytelling style. So for one of the characters, the story is written in first person. For another of the characters, the story is written in third person. And then for the third character, it's actually written in present tense. Yeah, the leitmotifs are spread throughout a word. Yeah, the recurring motifs, basically, you know. And I actually reckon that this book is probably as superseded Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close as the quintessential example of a polyphonic book. Actually, I don't know why I didn't mention Grief is a Thing with Feathers, because that's where I actually got the term from, was a review of the blurb of Grief is the Thing with Feathers, which described it as a polyphonic fable. But yeah. So Only the Animals is a collection of short stories that I picked up from an Animal Muse panel at the Emerging Writers Festival, and I haven't cracked it open yet because I'm still reading through Flames, but yeah, I have it. I have a signed copy. So the author actually signed my copy. It says for Nicholas, Sarah and Dovey, just that. Would you add Night in the Woods as a good example? No, I don't think Night in the Woods is a. Well, first of all, it's not. I don't know if you're referring to polyphonic or Animal Muse, but it's not polyphonic because the narrator is what is her name? I've already forgotten. It's May. Oh, sorry, you're talking to somebody else. Never mind. Whatever. I'll go back to the game. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. Let's play Asshole. So the combo of this deck is Letho of Gullet and Regis. For those of you who don't know Letho of Gullet, you play it onto your opponent's side of the board, apply lock status to 2 units on this row, then drain all their power. So basically what that means is that I just absorb the power of their 2 biggest units, and it's still on their side of the board, but then I have Regis, which says drain all boosts from a unit. So let's do it. And Jan Calvate is basically the tempo thinning commander. Commander? I'm still in magic mode. Leader. So Jan Calvate mirror match. Jan Calvate is probably the leader you'll run into the most playing Gwent if you do play it. So I need to find some way to reveal this, which is not going... Oh, I have it in my hand. Never mind. Praise be to the Great Sun. This is literally just 12 points. Alright. So I have one half of the combo. I have Kahir Diffrin. Yeah, alright, well.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
It's alchemy running expired ale. So that's useful information. Can I even play around that? Can I even play around that? I don't think I can. I think I just have to let him expired ale me because I can't afford to play into Geralt Igni.
Varu?
Although if he uses up Geralt Igni right now, it's going to make me so happy. I don't think Alchemy runs Scorch.
We follow Letho.
This card is just bonkers. Viper Witcher, 5 power, deal 1 damage for each alchemy card in your starting deck. So if you, the reason why this is called Nilfgaard Alchemy is because it has like 10 or more alchemy cards, which means Viper Witcher is at least a 15-point bronze card, and you can have 3 of them, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And I know that I say that as I'm playing spotters, so what do I know? But at the very least, I mean, I don't know. Never mind.
Of course, as you wish, master.
I think I'm only saying this because alchemy is top tier, like it actually is. So I went first, right? Yeah, I did. I'm on blue coin. Neither of us have used Calvate yet. I don't. Veda Makara is actually not good because I don't want to remove his units. So that's value for the next round. I don't. Can he do 8? Yeah, he can obviously do 18. I don't know why I asked the question, can he do 18, when he has John Calvate, which is a 5 strength leader that can fetch a card from the top 3 of his deck, which could be a gold, which has an EV of 15. Wow. That was unprecedented. Played on this row, I guess.
Sons of Nilfgaard!
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Little bit of a discrepancy in the value of my Calvate versus his Calvate. Okay. So I actually don't want to play Dandelion Poet because I saw the top cards of my deck and they were terrible. Which means I play Cantarella.
No one can hide from me.
So I picked the Dalaran Soldier, so that I sent the Golem to the bottom.
Now, how did that incantation go?
He's actually now down on cards and 37 points ahead, so I think I want to pass here. He also used his Mandrake to kill my thing rather than buff his Calvate, so he's actually sacrificing some late game value. Okay. So I said this was bad, didn't I? Damn it. Roach. Goodness gracious. Letho is still in the deck somewhere, but I can fish him out with Kahir, because Kahir resurrects Jan Calvate. But I really want to get this out of hand, which means that I definitely want to get my golems out of the deck this turn, so that there's no risk in mulliganing Roach. What is this? Oh, it's Cantarella. I think? I hope it's Cantarella, because it means he's not committed to this round. Because I am not poised to win this round with Roach in my hand, if he pushes it.
No one can hide from me.
That's a good sign.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Azayava Anahid. So that presumably means his targets are both Mahakamaels, I guess. Excuse me. Oh god, he's pushing this round. I mean, I think I have to push with these. I guess worst comes to worst, I can use Regis in this round as a surprise. How many golds has he used? 0. That's bad. Because it means I'm about to use one of mine.
As you wish.
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
Alright, that's actually good, because I can take this.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
And then just draw those 2 cards.
The Commissar will hear.
This might be a big enough swing that he gives up the round. Never mind. He actually is playing to lose value on that, so I guess I'll play the spotter on his reveal desire. Maybe I should have played the no, because that would have revealed the spotter. He plays Isaiah, and then I lose value on my Nilfgaardian Knight. Well, I'm out of the round, and I removed the golems from my deck, so he still has Isaiah in hand. That's only 11 points, but it can be, the extra value from the ability can be used in the later round. So 2 knights. I mean, that's probably good. I don't have Letho is the problem that I'm running into now.
For the Emperor!
That's unfortunate. It says reveal the highest unit in your opponent's hand and boost self by its power. So usually if this reveals like a 11 or 13 strength thing, it buffs itself by that much, but the highest power in his hand is 6. So this is actually underestimated value, which is bad for me. And the reveal is not relevant. Triss Telekinesis is basically just a better Vikavara Novice. Which means that, and there's no way I can stop him from getting that value. So if I play Dandelion Poet and don't just draw Roach, I've sent a card to the bottom, which means that there's a 1 in 3 chance of drawing Letho. That's not good. What is he doing?
Magic dice. This world
Oh, he
does
put
not-
Cantarella back into my deck because he's an asshole.
All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
He's an asshole is why he did that. I know I'm playing the deck that I called asshole, but that is an asshole move. Because I have to play it if Dandelion draws it.
Time to get our hands dirty.
Alright, I guess he's never going to stack things on the same row, which means revealing Doo-Doo probably doesn't change anything. Probably doesn't change anything.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Moment of truth.
With pleasure.
I drew Roach. That's unfortunate. Never played Gwent? Yeah, it probably is really complicated. Thanks a big hard slap. Love the name, by the way. Standalone Gwent game? Yep. I can't get myself to get better cards. Oh, you're talking about the Witcher base game? Maybe. I was trying to get Roach I was trying to get Letho specifically. Roach was statistically the worst pull was Cantarella because I'd be forced to play that on his side of the board, which gives him 13 strength. Here's what I understand about Gwent so far. It's like Hearthstone in that it's nothing like Hearthstone, but the theme is The Witcher. Okay, Gwent has actually a different base engine. So, like, I know that sounds dumb to say because of you know what the word game engine usually entails. It usually entails something digital, but the rule set of Gwent is completely different to the rule set of Hearthstone. Like, the Hearthstone is unapologetically a Magic the Gathering ripoff. Not that that's a bad thing. I like Magic the Gathering, but Hearthstone is based on the same core system, as in you have mana, you spend mana on cards, you draw 1 card per turn, and so on. I actually have a few Magic casual decks sitting around, which I'd like to play with friends sometimes. But yeah, so So it's a different basic system, but the idea, I mean, every single card game has similar concepts that you can play them with. I realized I'm actually not winning too many matches. Different the same basic concept, stuff like estimated value or hidden information, stuff like that is universal to all card games. It's reveal again. I'm playing against a lot of Nilfgaard players. Well, this is a hand. So the thing about Foltest is that you want to pull a lot of things out of your deck, because Foltest's ability is boost all other allies and non-spying units in your hand and deck by 1. So that's a 14-point Roach, man. He just adds 4 to the value of every single gold card you play. Unless I play him, in which case I draw him off the top of my deck every time.
Bloody non-humans.
Oh, he's gonna reveal and kill my dudes, isn't he?
If it's peace you desire, prepare for war.
Oh, he's revealed that either because he's playing spotters, or more likely he's got Venendal Elite and is going to put it on my side of the board. He went first, right? Yeah, he did.
Elves must die.
So he has to kill this stuff now. There's the Venendal Elite. So how much value can I get from this? I can get a lot of value, but if he plays Scorch, I cry. He's 20 points ahead. That's fine, I think. I can continue to set up King Foltest players, or I could just take advantage of this now. So 4 and then 3, that brings that down to 4, brings that down to 6, which is not enough. Oh, these numbers are not worked out very well. Why didn't I play the one that was revealed? What am I doing? So what's the way that I think it's Foltest, because Foltest pulls another thing from the deck. Foltest is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. So it's still actually more value than I want, but whatever. I don't actually want to pull this from the deck because I don't need this to win, but I mean, this is the way that I win with the least amount of value and the most amount of carryover, which means that I want to do that. Now he's got a 1 strength thing in his hand. There's Death Mold. There's a Reaver Scout. Oh my god, these draws. That is unfortunate. Do I push this round? No, because he's got a 1 strength Cantarella in hand. Man, this is why I don't like these draws. At the very least, I'm guaranteed not to draw a Temerian infantry, I guess. But I mean, here's where I mulligan into a Temerian infantry. I knew it! I knew it! These draws! What is this? I don't think I can win this.
If magic dies,
Yeah, he's putting crap back in my deck. Alright, that deck didn't get a fair shake. The draws were so bad. This is what I mean about like the hand of poker thing. This is like pulling a 7 and a 2 offsuit out of the deck.
Shall make Nilfgaard great again.
Oh my god.
Onward! Attack!
It's Donald Trump in Gwent form. Alright, this is a much better mulligan, so I'll mulligan this first. There's Dijkstra. If you know him from Gwent, he's an asshole. I mean from The Witcher 3. What am I talking about? This is a late game card, so I don't want these in hand. That fetches a Reaver Scout, which means I do want this. Prince Stennis is a late game card because you want to thin your deck first, so Thala. Why am I playing Thala? Actually,
Bloody non-humans.
so Usurper usually signals a spies deck.
Greetings. What is it?
That's not a spy. I know it reveals cards in my hand, but that's not a spy. Well, let's keep developing board, I
One of
guess.
us or not? Regroup.
It's great that we can remain ahead with this.
Of course, as you wish, master.
What is this? It's not Shoop, because he's got 2 Imperial Golems. But he's got Reveal and Alchemy pieces. It could be Siri Nova, I guess. How many cards has he pulled from deck? 1, 2, 3. So he had 17 in deck. No, that can't be Siri Nova then, because that's an odd number of cards. I think. I'm pretty sure that's an odd number of cards. No, it's even because, start with... No, it is odd. What am I doing? I can't battering ram any of these. I need better battering ram targets.
Here's our chance.
That's not a good battering ram target. Oh, I only have 1 Reaver Scout in the deck. I should learn what my deck is.
I don't want to die.
I should remember what I put in my own deck. This is the disadvantage to playing too many decks. I always forget how much value is expected from this. Why would you do that? You just freed up my slot. I guess my only target for a 5 strength battering ram is the Viper Witcher, which is not optimal at all. This is how I get battering ram value. I'm using up too many good resources. Oh, is he just gonna... Oh. I think this is a meme deck. I actually think this is a meme deck. Battering ram. 3, and then... I guess 3. Ow, my neck.
Too long have we tolerated wicked, sniffling emperors.
I respect nothing human.
Wait, what does he have to resurrect? Oh. Is that the... No, that wasn't the only one. Lucky he didn't get, like, Unseen Elder or something. Sure. This is not going well for me. I don't think any games are going well for me, actually. Oh, no, wait, damn it. I miscalculated that. I was looking for an 8, but I forgot, and then I was looking for a 9. Sure.
Crush those vermin.
There's no point in putting it up here. I only have 1 machine left.
Time to get our hands dirty.
Right, well, he hasn't managed to force me down another card, so... Guess I'll give it to him.
Here's our chance.
All 3 Viper Witches? Why do I never get draws this good? Admittedly, I forgot I only put 1 Reaver Scout in the deck. I haven't played this deck in a long time. I forgot there's only 1 Reaver Scout. Ronvid, nice to see you.
Now, how did that incantation go?
God damn it. Alright.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels.
Ronvid's very funny. What on earth?
I'm not afraid.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Goodness gracious. Um... I think I just play to win the round on even. Never mind, he has a lot more Viper Witches. He might actually just 2-round me. That's entirely plausible. So he's used up 2 of these. I mean, if I force him to use up the 3rd one... I can't force him to use up the 3rd one. Whatever. Is this Swallow? No, it's the 3rd one.
Time to get our hands.
Of course it's the 3rd one. Guess I'll roll the dice on Sigismund.
Prior experience. Worked with it.
Really? Okay, I drew Thala.
I see you've thought about this.
I am really unlucky. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated at how unlucky I am. Get some better cards. Yeah, probably. Zoltan is the true answer, yeah. I actually don't think either of the endings to the main game were particularly good. I think the DLC is much better than the main game story-wise. Not that the main game had bad stories in it, it's just that the overarching, like, save the world plot was kind of rubbish. Am I a Triss man or a Yennefer man? I'm a Triss man. 'Cause I like redheads. That sounds like a joke, but my boyfriend is actually a redhead. But if I could make Geralt romance Zoltan, I would. Oh well. I am hyped for Cyberpunk. As hyped as I typically get, anyway. Are there any units and characters from Witcher 2 that appear in Gwent? Yes, actually. They actually go so far as to make characters from only the books show up in Gwent, like Leo Boneheart and what's his name? There are some characters who only show up in the books. Wasn't Blood and Wine the ultimate ending of the series? I don't know. I actually, just because I thought that, just because I bought the whatever edition of The Witcher 3. I played both of the DLC packs before I finished the main game. I do like Regis. I like him a lot. This is going to come back to bite me. This is exactly what they told me not to do. This is being horny on main. I actually think Hearts of Stone is a really good story. I love the fact that Gaunter O'Dim is the devil. That's pretty good. It said that there would be more Witcher games, but they wouldn't be called The Witcher. I mean, I'm the kind of person who likes stories to close. Like, I like stories to have definitive endings and so on. So I'm not interested in seeing any more Witcher games, especially because I think that it seemed like they were running out of steam by the end of The Witcher 3 in terms of like the big whole narrative. So if they do end up, I would just rather see new worlds and new characters rather than returning to the same world with the same characters again. I'm just kind of like that. I don't see a lot of sequels to things that I like. Like if I like a movie and they announce a sequel, I actually get really, really disappointed because it means that there's, it becomes more that I have to that I have to like engage with in that universe when I was satisfied with a complete experience prior. I actually don't think that it's worth the trouble of continuing a story just because. I'm going to play Mill because I like Mill. So in Magic the Gathering, there's a rule specifically as an alternate win condition for the color blue. When your opponent's deck has 0 cards in it and they attempt to draw a card, they automatically lose the game. So it's a way of killing your opponent without killing them, essentially, without reducing their life total to 0. The flavor of it is that you've wiped their memory, and they no longer have a memory to fight you with because the deck represents your mind, and that's the alternate win condition for blue, and it's referred to as milling. And in Hearthstone, there's also a milling strategy because when your deck runs out of cards, you enter fatigue, which is slightly more interesting than the Magic win condition. Basically what it means is every time you try to draw a card out of your deck, but there are no cards, you take an additional point of damage. And so eventually the damage racks up and your opponent just takes lethal damage and loses. In Gwent, nothing happens when you try to draw a card from an empty deck. However, if you cards in this game, because you're limited to 1 card per turn, a card represents a turn. So if your opponent has no more cards in deck, they actually have no more turns. But if you use Azaya var Anahid to put cards back in your deck, you get extra cards and extra turns when you force both players to draw cards. So I talked to you about the spies earlier. If you play a 13 strength spy on your opponent's side of the board, that is the value of drawing a card. You have to have negative 13 points to draw a card in this game. Like, that's how valuable extra cards are. But in this deck, you have cards like Albric, which is Truce, which means when neither player has passed, it says each player draws a card. The opponent's card is revealed, and that's a little bit relevant. But basically, if you want to draw a card without putting 13 strength on your side of the board, you have to let your opponent draw a card as well. And this is really bad value in a normal game because it's a 10-point silver. However, it draws both you and your opponent extra cards to work with. Avalark up here is each player draws 2 cards. So once you've run your opponent out of cards and you start putting cards back in your deck, you suddenly have resources to work with when you draw cards, but your opponent can't draw any more cards. Also, there are 2 payoffs in this deck, which is Tibor Ekebracht, a 25 strength gold, because it says boost self by 15, and then your opponent draws a revealed bronze card. But if they don't have any bronze cards left in deck, it's just a 25 strength gold. Vilgefortz's second ability, Truce, destroy an enemy, then your opponent draws and reveals a bronze card. If they don't have any cards left in deck, it's literally just destroy an enemy. And this deck is extremely fun, partly because down here there's no milling cards. It's a reveal package, because you have to disguise the fact that you're mill. There is actually not enough milling power in this deck to mill the opponent out. But a lot of cards in this game are tutors. They will fetch cards out of the deck and play them immediately. So when your opponent, you want to disguise the fact. Basically, you want to disguise the fact that you're mill for the longest possible amount of time, and then afterwards, you can then mill the rest of their cards because they'll have done half of the job for you. I'm pretty sure this is spells. No, it's actually elves. It's either elves or Shoop. Depends on how many copies of bronze cards we see. I know he's not Siri Nova because his deck doesn't have an even number of cards in it. So let's... That was pretty lucky. Normally these Nilfgaardian Knights never land on what I want them to land on. So he's fetching. So he doesn't know we're mill yet, so he's free to fetch. So he's not Shoop and he's not Nova. But he's also got 2 of these on the board. Swears says choose an enemy or a revealed unit in your opponent's hand, then move all copies of it from their deck to the graveyard. Swears can just mill 2 from your opponent, but because he's got 2 of these on board, I actually don't want to. So I'll reveal more of his hand.
What is it?
It's highly probable that he has more of those in the deck, I think.
Wake up, dwarves! Humans lust after our ladyfolk!
Okay, so this is an interesting one. Dwarven Agitator doesn't actually fetch a card, it says spawn a default copy, which means that this isn't actually from the deck, but I know that at least 1 copy is in the deck. Which means that Swears is guaranteed value if I target this.
Up to it, knaves!
Well, he only had 1 copy in the deck, so whatever. He might suspect that we're mill now, but Swears is not necessarily a mill card. And the reason we run Emir var Emrys is because he returns a bronze or silver ally to hand, which means we can play Albric twice.
Why have you summoned me?
Same if we use Decoy. So he actually lost some value on that Nilfgaardian Knight because it had armor. If he had targeted Swears, he would have gotten the full value and we would have been on even. So I actually don't know why he did that, especially considering that I might have... he doesn't know what I'm running, so I might have Mandrake and restore this back to full. So the fact that it's left on the board alive might not be terribly in his interests. I still want to conceal that I'm mill, so I will play the Nilfgaardian Knight.
All roads lead to Nilfgaard!
Nilfgaardian Knight reveals random cards in my hand, but it prioritizes bronze over silver and silver over gold. So I'm not at risk of revealing either of these two, which would give away that I'm mill. Also, this is a guaranteed 16 next turn. It might set me up for Scorch, though, so that might be a reason why I would want to hold back on it. Although, if he did want to set me up for Scorch, then he probably wouldn't have, probably wouldn't have lightninged this one. The fact that his leader is Ethne usually means... Well, I'm not at risk of Scorch. Oh. Oh, the fact that this landed on this row is not good, because if he has Geralt Igni, he can... Okay, what I want to know is why he was sending the lightning at the Nilfgaardian Knights if he had Scorch in hand. Because this stops me from playing the threat of this stops me from playing the other 2 Nilfgaardian Knights because it destroys the highest units. So all of my Nilfgaardian Knights at base strength have 12 each, which means if I have 2 on the board, it destroys both of them because they're tied for the highest value. Oh, the reason is because I have 3 9s on the board. That's why. I accidentally played well, guys. I accidentally played well. Well, now I know what his I guess I now know what he's threatening, so I should pass.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwarf.
Sure. I can't believe I didn't notice that and still played around it anyway. I'm bad at this game, guys. Oh man, I love drawing cards. What do I have left in deck? I've pulled out all 3 golems, so I guess there's no risk of that. Azaya.
We were not the ones.
So this draws a card, that's pretty good. I guess there's no concealing the fact that I'm mill anymore, so I might as well just go for it.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
he's got a few 1 things, so I actually don't want to play Striker Ball that much. I'll play Albric instead.
My powers are yours to command.
Yup. So he might actually try and beat me this round. He can Scorch this with Ethne, which is not exactly a huge swing. So he has 3 copies of things in his deck, which means I wish I had Swears something with a little bit more value.
I live to serve.
That's a tutor, so that's dead to him. Unless he wants to fetch something out of his deck at risk that... So he's still fetching things out of deck. So I'm going to continue to mill him. No, wait. I made a mistake. He's going to Scorch me.
Your wish, and I shall make it so.
Although if he Scorches me here, that means he doesn't have a Scorch for Tibor Ekebracht. Although it is technically more value anyway, I guess. So that's a mistake.
Appearances can be deceiving.
I guess it also puts Albric in graveyard. I should have done Azaya first, I think. What did he just play? He just played Reconnaissance nothing? Alright.
Yes. What is it?
So I'll put stuff back in my deck. I'm making a lot of mistakes. I usually don't make this many mistakes.
I never miss.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess let's just go for pure value.
Mistake. I'm no mage.
Dandelion draws a card. Is this regular Scorch? No. It does look like he's playing for regular Scorch, though. Yes! Yes! Got Albric back. Draw a card. If his deck has no cards, Dandelion Poet's EV is literally just 5. Well, value is just 5. See, the end state of this game is all of his cards have terrible value because a lot of his cards will be tutors. 1, 2. I think he has a Reconnaissance in hand. He might actually have a Reconnaissance in hand. 1, 2.
I live to serve.
It's Artifact Compression. Transform a bronze or silver unit. Okay. That's smart. The fact that I drew Shillard late is bad because Shillard's ability, for some reason, doesn't draw a card out of my deck if my opponent's deck is empty. His ability is draw a card from both decks, keep one and give the other to your opponent. So that's it's kind of rubbish and I hate it. Would he really have a third Scorch? I don't think he'd have a third Scorch. If he does, I want to leave that alive because it's only a 10-point swing. Well, I say third Scorch. He used 1 Scorch twice, so he'd have to be playing Shiru and regular Scorch.
The only good human is a dead human.
Uh-oh. I don't think there's any way I can stop him from doing that. So this is either a silver elf. This is he's implying with this placement that it's the one that buffs when I pass. However, it could also be the one that charms in 2 turns, which means I need to have a target for it to charm, I guess. I don't think there's a way I can play around that. Because it's a 16... The ambush one is a 16-point swing. I mean, they're both ambush, but the pass variant is a 16-point swing. That looks like a Scorch. It actually definitely looks like a Scorch. So a high-level play might actually be Vilgefortzing my own 10 units, because it's basically guaranteed to be a Scorch, although it's guaranteed to fall to Scorch anyway, but I could draw a Dale Land Soldier. What could I also draw? An Alchemist? Does that help? Not really. One, two, three. Yeah, I don't think there was a way I could play around that, but at least I now know that Tibor Egerbracht is safe. In theory. If this is Geralt Igni, I'm gonna be so upset. It's not Geralt Igni. He can't play more than one natural Scorch. So what is this? Oh no.
Never have.
What did he put back in my deck? I didn't see what he put back in my deck. Shit. Vilgefortz is not terribly good value here. I'm more than 20 points ahead, which means it's 26. I guess I just play a thing. Because I think I win because I draw a card and well, I mean he draws a card too. Oh shit, he draws a card. He put a card back in his deck with that gold. Oh, that's hilarious. I think I still win though. Oh wait, hang on. Hang on a second. You can draw a card now and play it with Dandelion. He's probably doing the maths to find out if he wins by doing that. He actually doesn't, because I have Vilgefortz in hand, so I can roast whatever his highest unit is. So I'm pretty sure this is this. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, and that doesn't beat me.
Waste of arrows.
All right, let's see what I draw. Yeah. I'll keep that. Don't want to draw the Dayland Soldier because that removes 5 points of value from my hand.
Greetings. What is it?
Huh. Well, it looks like I win. What the f... Oh! Because I have to Vilgefortz my own unit. Clever.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky.
Never mind, I win. We win? I win?
I never miss.
Well, he got milled. Hey. I'll open those later. Seems a little unfair. Yeah, mill is kind of a dick strategy. Cloud is playing a lot of people that are way higher levels than him. It actually, there was just a season reset yesterday, so I was at rank, I think I was at rank 20 and then got knocked back down. I just think that a level 100 would be a lot more likely to win over level 49. I mean, I'm not good at the game, but mill is a really fun strategy to catch people with, because they don't expect it, and if they don't expect it and you manage to conceal that you are playing mill for a long time, then they'll do half of the job for you, like I said. Gwent isn't Gwent without the tavern music? Probably not. No, I have not read Let the Right One In. What if they released Witcher 4 but it was actually Gwent 2? They haven't even released Gwent 1 yet. This is the beta. I don't know what this game is, but I just want to say your latest video is pretty damn amazing. Thank you. I unfortunately forgot that archive.org exists for that video, because people pointed out to me that I could have just dug up the Tumblr page on archive.org, and because it is there and it was saved, and I felt so silly because I had spent several weeks trying to contact John Green to ask him to confirm that he did in fact write the thing that I dug up. And then and when he didn't respond, I tried for ages to like find any way to confirm that it was in fact true. And I ended up deciding that the evidence was reasonable enough that he did say it, and I didn't think that it didn't look like there was any like conspiracy to misattribute a quote to him about him, being harsh on his own work, or saying that Paper Towns is about Manic Pixie Dream Girls. However, just the fact that I never once thought to check archive.org was just made me so embarrassed. And my evidence is still fine. Like, at the very least, my evidence is still good, but I just get to it in this stupid roundabout way, and it just kind of pisses me off that happened. But yeah, that's the main thing that I don't like about the video. That, and the fact that I accidentally set the sequence settings to cap out at 720p at the beginning of editing it, and when I realized it was so late in the editing process that when I tried to copy all of my work into a new sequence, all of the objects were they like shifted because of the different resolution. They had different like values on the X and Y coordinates for where they were, and needing to change the X and Y coordinates of literally every object, and also replace the backgrounds, which were set at 720p, and so they was kind of shrunk, and there was this big black border around it. Like, that late in the project, I reckon that the work would not have been worth the effort just for the higher resolution, because I literally would have had to probably delay the video for like another month. So I am considering like just taking the parts of the video and making it again. Well, not like from scratch. Like, take the parts, copy them over, and then just like put them in a different sequence, have the high resolution, and also fix some of the things. Like, for example, the audio that I got from Elena was a little bit slapdash because I've worked with her a lot on radio, but neither of us are members of the radio that we met at, and she doesn't have a professional grade microphone at home. And I mean, my USB mic I'm looking to replace really soon as well. But the problem that we ran into is that there was a lot of re-recording the same narration, because it ended up there ended up being a lot of problems in her end caused by the fact that she was using a terrible microphone. You just got here. Welcome, King Fran Petty. Nice to see you. Hope you're enjoying. And the what am I talking about? Yeah, there was some audio issues that we minimized but didn't get rid of completely, and by the time we got it to where it was then, I had asked her to re-record it so many times that it just kind of felt really disrespectful and rude to continue asking her to re-record to fix like the minor audio artifacts. Uh, so so the video quality is not up to what I want it to be. I think the script quality it's probably the best script I've written, aside from the fact that I forgot that archive.org exists. But I think like I might want to like revisit the video in the future. Maybe. Depends on how much time I have. Although that would take time away from working on a different video. And I have a lot more time and a lot more money these days, so I think I can put out videos faster, although every time I say I could put out videos faster, I jinx it and it ends up making videos take longer. So Mill was fun. What should we play now? I actually realized because I have so many decks that I don't know how to play. I'll play Axeman, because I do know how to play Axeman. Why do I have Ulffinden in my deck? What is this? Okay. I should change some of the cards in these decks, because I realize a lot of them are actually out of date. And they're out of date because my boyfriend is actually arriving home right now, so this might be the last game that I play. What do I want to replace that with? Dandelion. Yeah. I put Gremist in here just as an extra source of weather ticks, because I actually find that Burn and Bran and Skellige Storm by themselves are actually not enough to guarantee a good source of weather. Because this deck relies on weather. Relies on the gold weather cards, which is hilarious. So that's another thing that's fun about playing these types of card games where you build your deck from scratch, is that you get to customize it. Hold on, my boyfriend's opening the door. I'll just be back in a minute.
To arms, all of yous!
Hello. Hello. I'm actually streaming at the moment. Oh, neat. I love you. Are people watching? Yes. Seriously? Yeah. How many? Not very many, like 22 or something. Say hi to the stream. Hi, stream. I'll check to see if they heard you. Yeah, so everyone, this will be the last game because my boyfriend's just arrived home. On my account. Well, I want to spend time with you, though.
You have an obligation to your stream.
I don't have an obligation to my fans. I'm not a professional streamer.
Should be.
I say as I insult my fans. If this guy has just an immediate weather clear, I'm gonna be so sad. Yes! Oh my god! He'd passed. I love it when they just do that. Okay, so there's this trick when you're playing Axeman. If you have gold weather in hand, then you just play it immediately and they concede the round because they don't want to deal with gold weather, and then you get to play a long round against them. And the reason why you would want to do that is because you basically win in long rounds. Like, it doesn't matter that I'm down a card because time gives this deck so much value that just having a long single round. What the hell? What Ethne deck plays doo-doo? Alright, this might actually be interesting. Oh, I hope I draw my last source of gold. Weather. Okay, that's useful. Don't want to mulligan that. I do want to fish for gold weather though. So what am I getting rid of? This is useful. This is all useful. I wish I had less useful things in my hand so my mulligan was easier. Sigdries. Oh, everything is useful. Oh, bye, Grimace. Yeah, well, I guess that is gold weather, which is what I asked for, but it's not the 3-board thing.
Coexistence. No such.
Oh, it's Yavin. It's Yavin. Alright. I want to fish for cards. So, Dandelion.
With pleasure.
There's Gremist again.
He is here.
Neither of these are particularly useful, but the Uncrate Whaler is more useful. What? He's playing Gold Weather? Oh no! What is happening? Okay. Now I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do. What do I do? It's control! Oh no! I think I just stall. Oh, it means I don't want to play my Axeman.
Peace with humans? I buy that.
Okay.
I'm so very afraid.
Let's see what he does. This is not an optimal use of Iris von Everec, but if he doesn't commit... he has to commit a removal to this, which is a removal he's not using on Terslek Axeman.
Right, fine.
Ooh. Alright.
So be it.
Please don't have weather clear. Please don't have weather clear. He probably has it. Knowing my luck, he probably has it at bronze too, which means he has multiple copies.
This is Elven land.
Yeah. Oh, he has bronze weather clear. Shit. I might just lose now. I mean,
This is Elven land, Dwan, upon which you
yeah, he just has multiple sources of bronze weather clear. Oh no. Weather is my entire strategy. And now he's killing my Axeman.
Bow before Morgan.
Wow, I misjudged this matchup a lot. He's just gonna kill more of... He's just gonna keep killing my Axeman. This is sad. Guess I'll play Darren.
Blood! Blood everywhere!
Oh, I hate this so much.
I respect nothing human.
Yeah.
Have you nothing better to do?
Now I know why people hate blue in Magic.
Why have you seen
Oh my god! Literally 3 pieces of weather clear in that. Oh my god. I feel cheated. I actually don't want this to be the last game. I want to have a real game with this deck. He's got so many weather clear because he's running bronze weather clear. Normally what happens, right? Normally what happens is people run silver weather clear. So this is mine, Gremist. I actually never use him for weather clear in this deck. I use him for torrential rain. But the reason why people run silver weather clears because the mages, well, this guy's a support actually, but mages are usually, they provide a source of weather, they provide clear skies, which clears all weather on your side, and they provide Alsor's thunder. Oh, this is not good. Excuse me. Do I really want to play Iris? It went so poorly last time. So mages basically provide a lot of different options. This is armor. Oh, this is another bad matchup. Why am I doing this to myself? Just trying to get him to concede immediately.
Best give up now.
Ah, damn it. That's actually not good. That's the direct counter to what I'm doing.
With pleasure.
Oh, this sucks. Oh my god.
Long live it.
How does everyone literally just have the counter to what I'm doing? Am I like 1 month behind in the metagame? Ugh, I'm getting salty now. Well, I got my second source of gold weather, but he probably has, he's gonna fish for... What's he fishing for? He's fishing for, death mold is what he's fishing for.
Damn it.
What? Who plays Geralt of Rivia?
I shan't disappoint my king.
That's not a good move, bro. This thing's armor gets taken off so fast.
I'm honored.
Sure.
The time for blathering is past!
It is how I punish those who irritate me.
Yeah.
I am sadness.
Why did I put it there? Hmm.
I hope we can trust you.
My god, everyone's running locks. This literally is just the world running the counter to everything I play.
Blood everywhere.
He's probably gonna pass here, because I've used up Darren. Oh, he's at 9 exactly. Huh?
To arms, all of yous.
Ugh. Is this weather clear? Nope. Does he think he can win this round? I mean, he probably can, knowing my luck. This is dead. Oh my god.
Won't pay us in gold, pay us in life.
Oh! We're even now.
Bow before modern Freya.
Let's see what his last card is. Of course it's Scorch. Man. I am so sad. I'm running into the hard counters to everything. This always happens to me. Oh. I mean, what? Why don't you copy his deck card for card and try your luck? I mean, I am literally copying decks from the internet most of the time. I usually just swap cards out, but I guess, like, I don't know. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes you end up with a bad. Sometimes you draw like low cards offsuit in poker like several times in a row, and then occasionally you'll get like a pair of kings, and then your opponent just has a pair of aces. I don't know. Yeah, so that, yeah, I I hate to end on such a sour note, but yeah, I'll be going. Thanks for joining me. I hope to do this some more, because I think it's fun. Hope you all enjoyed the recent video, and let's see if I can figure out how to turn streaming off. Just wait with me while I figure out how to turn it off. Hold on just a second. I'm on the page. How do I go not live? Oh no, this is terrible. How do I go not live? Where is the cancel stream button? How do I do this? How do I stop the stream? I'm looking for it now. Do I just stop it on OBS? Yeah, there's a button. It says stop streaming. Alright, bye everyone.